Greetings ghouls and ghoulies, it's Douglas here at Dromboy Productions bringing you another official Ghost mask review. Alright guys, today's video is going to be on something that's long overdue, a review of the Trick or Treat Studios Papa Emeritus 4 mask. The main reason I haven't already picked up one of these is because it's essentially the same thing as the Cardinal Copia mask, just with slightly different paint and hair, but I've actually heard from quite a few people that there are some more differences, not so much in the sculpt, but in the finishing, although I can't really think of any outside of that. But regardless, I thought it would be worth taking a look at. Now, the awkward thing about this entire situation is, of course, as some of you may know, Ghost just released that Chapter 9 video. And I'm not joking with you guys. I ordered this mask right before that Ticketmaster photo leaked, which he does have a new mask. So in many ways, this Papa 4 mask is already kind of obsolete, unless you're just going for the initial version of Papa 4 that they premiered. But yeah. To start things off in a good manner, here's a look at how the box came shipped, you know, folded up and just shoved in a box here. Alright guys, so you can already kind of tell we're off to a rough start here. Nothing too horrid, I guess, but let's take a look. So obviously this dude's got bedhead like a motherfucker. This hair is just all over the place. And let's take a look at the hair. Let's see. Sideburns seem to be pretty accurate. They're a little bit shorter, and seems like they're now in a lighter gray, whereas beforehand they were a little bit darker. Pretty much all the hair was the same color. Trusting that you guys can make this all out. Same thing on this side. It's pretty much just a little swoop down the side instead of being a nice sharply put together sideburn. But I will say, with the angle of how they have it on here, it kind of does resemble the sideburns pretty well. At least if you're trying to mimic this with like a cheap Halloween mask, like such. Instead of doing all this hand-punching work or trying to do some other kind of method. The sideburns don't look too bad. Now his mustache is a little bit bushier, but not overly bushy. I could say that from where it's at right now, it could definitely use a trim back, but Papa 4's mustache is a little bit bushier, and I have seen Copia masks that had it much, much worse than this. Now the eyebrows on this copy are something that I'm actually pretty impressed by. He's got a lot of straggly hairs just kind of going all over the place. It looks really, really messy, but yet again, just a little bit of time trimming those back and they would look pretty damn good. The shape in which they're glued on at and the points in which they start and end on the side of the face are pretty damn accurate to eyebrows. They look good. And I will say the hairline on this copy, while not 100% straight, is pretty even and consistent, and it seems like it goes across the forehead in the right position. And it actually leaves you a little bit of space right around the forehead here where you could punch in your own hair and leave this glued where it is right now and still have a pretty accurate looking mask. So I'm actually pretty impressed with the hair placement. And that's something else I want to say, guys. I know we've been giving Tots a lot of shit over the years for especially some of the Ghost masks, but it seems that they have upped the production quality in them quite a bit. At least the last few Papa 3s and the other copias that I've received to convert for people all came to be like a little bit thicker latex, and the hair work has actually gotten a lot better, like a lot better. So I'll give them credit where credit's due, and looking at the face paint on this copy in particular, to be honest, the only thing that looks like really off is the nose paint, just because it's like straight up and down lines. Obviously they've got a little bit different shape than that, but the rest of the face paint is pretty clean, pretty even, and it looks good. Now, one thing you guys can kind of make out, but it may just look like a shadow effect on camera, is all of these details, all these wrinkles, they have highlighted those with some gray airbrushing. It's not too much, and it's not too little either. It's completely unnecessary because obviously the face painted version does not have those highlights, at least that I'm aware of, but it kind of helps you see the details a little bit cleaner and clearer. The flesh tone on these copies actually looks like a lot more realistic flesh tone. It doesn't have a ton of depth to it or anything, but as far as the actual color of it, this looks good. So guys, I'm actually really impressed by this. Shy of the hair being messy, which I mean, yet again, usually you would take some time and style this back and try to get it a little bit straighter, but straight out of the box, he's not looking too rough. The hair in the back is a lot longer than the hair in the front, and I'm here to tell you guys that actually is accurate to the Papa 4 mask, at least the first version that he was wearing. It is accurate like that, but again, if you think it's too long or whatever, you could always trim that back. Personally, as is, shy of just doing a few small paint changes, trimming back some hair in some spots, and maybe cutting out the ears, this is a pretty damn nice mask right out of the box. Like, I gotta say, for $70, absolutely worth the price. And of course the tag on these is the new Ghost logo, the new crucifix if you will. And pretty much outside of that, just a standard care instruction tag. So yeah, pretty nice. As far as Sculpt goes, I mean, it's basically the same exact thing as the Cardinal mask. With this, the only thing I would say is, if you're trying to completely from scratch convert a mask into Papa 4, I personally think maybe the copias are better to convert just because they have less paint on the face where this face paint is. It seems to have taken a little bit of the detail out, but not too much. And yet again, it's nothing too severe, so really you could use these pretty much just as well as you could use one of those. And I would even say maybe the hair on these is a bit more accurate as is, but that might be one reason to get the copias. They come with so much extra hair on the head, on the sides of the face, the mustache, etc., that you can take that off and then restyle it into proper looking hair. So with this, you have a little bit less to work with, but with what you've already got there, it's not too bad. So if you just wanted to make small changes, which is what most common fans are going to do, not everybody out there has spent a lot of time rehauling and repainting masks and learning how to fix them up, I think that, yeah, with just a few fixes, this guy would look really, really great. And it's kind of a shame because, like I said, I think he's pretty much obsolete at this point. If you guys don't know, which I believe if you're watching this, you're probably a Ghost fan and you do know, Papa 4 has an entirely new mask. It has been completely resculpted, different nose, different chin. Most of the other features are pretty similar, but it's not the same mask at all. So yeah, I mean, this is still close enough that you probably could just convert this into the new version of Papa and that's a-okay. But for anyone who's like just really, really got to have the most accurate piece out there, obviously this isn't going to do those versions. It's only going to do the premiere night and then those couple of other performances that Papa 4 did by himself. Alright guys, and I think that's going to about do it for my review of the Papa Emeritus 4 mask by Trick or Treat Studios. Gotta say, yet again, I was shocked with the actual quality of this piece, and maybe it was just mine, but I will say, many others that I have been seeing fans get look great. It seems like Trick or Treat Studios in the past year and a half, 2 years, possibly during lockdown, they've really, really increased the quality of a lot of their products. Different paint defects that some masks were having, they fixed those. Different problems other masks were having, they fixed those. And I gotta say, most of the pieces I've been seeing come out of Tots recently, shy of maybe the Michael Myers masks, which, guys, keep in mind, that's got to be their most produced piece currently. A lot of people are working on those, and not everybody's going to be as good as the next artist. But I gotta say, pretty much everything else they've been producing has turned out pretty great. A lot of the quality seems to have really stepped up. Like I said, maybe that's just me, but at least from what I've seen in other people's collections, as well as my own personal pickups, that does seem to be the case. Oh, one last thing, I also just wanted to let you guys know I am working on another ghost mask video currently. It should have already been out, but it's a little bit more work heavy than just doing a simple review. You guys will see why. But yeah, it should be finished pretty soon here, and it will be up on the channel. So for you Ghost fans out there, that's something for you to look forward to, and keep an eye out on the channel because it should be dropping pretty soon. Alright guys, and that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Nothing left to do but give you guys some close-ups. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and remember, if you have Ghost, you have everything.